Going live and boom, I'm live. I wonder if I'm wider today. I found a wide setting on the instrument or on the camera. Yeah, I'm definitely not shaved today. Hey, my name is Gary. I am getting ready to go post the link for this video onto our website, jollyrogerukulele.com. If you're finding this as a recording rather than a live session, you should know to go to jollyrogerukulele.com, and from there you will get all the sheet music and blah 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 that we work on, our schedule of events, and a whole lot about ukulele and teaching ukulele and playing ukulele like a instrumentalist rather than a maniac. And every week we're doing stuff in these daily broadcasts to get you to be a better ukulele player. If you are new, you can probably just go ahead and fast forward. Oh gosh, almost first 7-8 minutes of this is just going to be me sitting around chatting with people wandering into the room, and then we will get started. So the next little bit is not important. It's super important, but not for you if you're looking at it or is a recording. So you can go ahead and fast forward. Link to. I'm putting the link on our website. Link to join. Space. Come on. Command. There it is. Highlight. Link. Enter. Edit. Settings. Open a new window. Update. Update. And then we patiently wait for it to update. Meanwhile, people are coming. Who are you calling a maniac? Oh, apparently the sound is good because Lynn is just risen up in anger. Who's calling who a maniac? Lynn would probably beat me up if she ever meets me face to face. She's just gonna knock me out. She's that tough. Let's see. Let's make sure the link actually works. Over here must work because people are wandering in, huh? Hey, Lynn, how are you? Had Staples print up the jumping flea for. Oh, good. Yeah, it oddly, I've been, you end up with all this paperwork and all these books and all this stuff over time. The one thing that I consistently carry around is my jumping flea arpeggio. It's all tattered and weird now, but yeah, I do think. It's almost like Christmas music. It's this sort of this separate thing that you kind of work on from time to time and regularly, and it's just a different little environment for it. And so glad you did that. I'm glad. I'm what it cost, about $20 ish, and that's what I charge for the books here. So hopefully you didn't spend too much more than that. Let's see. So good for Staples. By the way, we have a Kinko's over here. They're super nice. They're really, really nice, except their online platform doesn't work properly. And so I end up, if I work with them, I have to take everything over on a thumb drive. And meanwhile, Office Depot, I can see it from here. They could care less that I ever go there, but their online platform works. So sometimes I do a naughty thing and just go to Office Depot to get my stuff printed up. Let's see. It wasn't too expensive. Good. 14 with tax. Oh, good. Heck yeah. That's a good price. I think they charged me 18 to do them. So, hey Valerie, welcome in. Going in from Chicago. Hey, I set the camera different. I never noticed there's a wide angle button. So let me know if I look okay. If you can tell I didn't shave today, then you're in good shape. I think my thought is that will allow us to print to post this in 1080 instead of just 720. I think that's maybe what that button is for. So I changed the button today, and we'll see how it comes out. Let's see. Renee checking in. Renee, we have a rainy day here in Denver, and Renee is checking in on a rainy day to rock hard. So she's choosing not to go wander around in the rain and choosing to play ukulele. So Linda as well. Hey Linda, welcome in. Vicky, what's the weather like in Bozeman today? Canyon Ferry Crampdown in Montana, and Christine is up in Montana too. She's not staying home, Christine. She's getting out and going everywhere with her ukulele. Let's see. Lanny, what's the weather like up in Greeley? I think you probably have a gloomy day up there as well. Red, you hardly I hardly look white at all. what she wrote is you hardly ook wide, and I ook everything. I ook everything. We have a few people in Denver, like we know. I'm gonna talk bad about. She might be here. Is she logged in yet? I don't know. I have one person in the ukulele orchestra who insists on calling this an ukulele, which is fine, right? Good for you. I'm saying the name right. But then when she shortens it, she calls it an ook, which is so. We call it an ook. Uh, I have also in another friend who calls them guitars, guitars. So every time now I say guitar. Let's see who else logging in. Gail, welcome in from Littleton. Let's see, Christine. I don't look I ook wide at all, Christine. Let's see. Oh, it's sunny up in Bozeman. We're having crummy weather in Denver, and she's got sun in Bozeman. It's supposed to be the other way around. Hey, Elizabeth, gloomy up in Evans. Yeah, it's gloomy. Gloomy here on the Front Range. We don't know. Our idea of bad weather and the rest of the world's idea of bad weather are not the same, so we shouldn't complain. Let's see who else logging in here today. Ookie, right? It's raining up in Weld County. Yeah, we had about 5 or 10 minutes of rain here, and it was beautiful. It's just, it doesn't rain in Colorado very much, and so when it rains, we think, oh, we like the rain. We really like the rain. And then you take a Coloradan to someplace where it rains, and they're like, I can't live here. I got to get home. Let's see who else snuck in here. Phyllis is in. Phyllis, what's the weather like up in Ontario today? I'm hoping you're having a beautiful sunny day. It's finally getting warm up there. You're getting up above freezing. I don't know what the weather's like in Ontario. It's probably nice. I bet you it's wonderful. But you assume Canada must be covered in snow until August. Let's see. Patty and Tom are in from rainy Littleton. Let's see. Linda. Gloomy days don't have enough. I know we don't. I thought I liked gloomy days, and then I spent a Christmas up in Eugene, Oregon, and oh my God, you couldn't see you could see about 2 houses down. The rest of the time it was just fogged in entirely, and I realized I don't like gloomy days at all. We were there for 8 days, and by the 8th day I was ready to. I was not an emotionally healthy person after 8 days in the fog. Let's see. Yeah, concert day, Lindy. Right? We got. I was playing through everything earlier today, and honestly, as long as we keep the speed down, we should be fine. This stuff is not necessarily easy going, and so we're gonna have a wonderful concert today, but it is gonna take a little bit of work to get through it. Let's see. Terry's in from Denver. Hey, Linda, welcome in. Git fiddle was my word. Git fiddle, right? I knew somebody who called it a git fiddle. Yeah, Carol, welcome in. Rainy in the mountains. Yep. We could use it. We have some early fires already this year in Colorado, and we don't like that. Let's see, Fran. Happy concert day to you, Fran. Good to see you. Laurel's freezing out there. She's freezing. 70 degrees something. What is it out there? It's probably about 70. But we're freezing anyway because we're not smart enough. We don't get up and go turn off the air conditioning. So it's only 61. It is freezing out there. 61 degrees out there. Brr. Hey, Jacqueline, welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Brandon, aloha to Brandon. Evelyn's back for more. Evelyn, what's the weather in Ecuador today? What's the weather in Ecuador? We are raining and cloudy here in Colorado. So, Jerry, happy Friday to you. Happy Friday, right? By the way, we don't have everybody in yet, but remind me, it's 53 up in Bailey. Oh, well, that's pretty nice in Bailey. I sent out. I'm gonna start. I'm getting terribly close to my maximum number of subscribers in my current email chain. So when you get emails from me, if you could click on a link or two, I have a whole mess of people who've gotten quite a few emails that never click on a link. I'm assuming that those people have the emails going into their spam box, and they don't care that it's going in their spam box. So I want to take them off the list. So when you guys get an email, I don't want to accidentally, because sometimes your email, I know who you are, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's that's Diane's email, right? And I don't mess with it. But sometimes your email doesn't match up with who I think you are. And so occasionally in the past, I've deleted people from the email list. And then usually it's about 6 weeks later, and they're like, I haven't been getting emails from you. And I'm like, well, you never click on a link. So I take you off the list. And so when you get emails from me, go ahead and take a minute to click, even if you know what the link is and you don't need to click on it, click on them, because that's the only way I know how to get rid of people that are going to, or have me set go to spam. And that way we keep our subscriber list down. I have the exact opposite of most social networkers. Most people want as many human beings on that list as possible. I want the least, but I only want people on there who really want to talk to, who really want to do ukulele. And so I like to take people off who are just sort of messing around, right? Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Let's see. All right, let's see. Who else wandered in here? Diane wandered in. It's rainy and cloudy in Cuenca, Ecuador. Okay, so good. Somebody else is dealing with this. Hey, Sue, welcome in. The queue is in. Want to buy a guitar strap? Shows loops at both ends. How do we attach it at both ends? So on a guitar strap, you will attach. You have, and true of ukuleles too. Don't get the strap with the thing here. Do not get those. I have one here that I show people what not to buy. You want to get with the two little regular straps on both ends. You'll put a button on this end. Clip, okay, goes up around your neck, and you just use a string to tie it on over here. Now they make little fancy strap things that are made out of leather that you can also do, and those are nicer. And I carry those here in the shop, but you can get them on Amazon too. And they're just little pieces of leather with a bigger button on them, and you can attach it on there. If you don't have one of those and you don't want to buy one of those, just use a shoestring. Works perfectly fine. Tie it on to this end, and you just tie it on underneath your strings next to the nut here. That's what we do. If that drives you crazy, and it shouldn't, but if it does, you can run the string up underneath the strings here and tie it on up there. Now, some guitars will put a knob right here to tie your strap onto, that to clip it on here. If you are a ukulele player, I don't recommend that, because guitar body is real wide, and it actually makes sense to have that there. But on a ukulele, it ends up strangling you because it's just too small and it's just weird. So if you have one here, you can try using it, but I don't necessarily recommend it. I think tying it on up here with just a piece of string is the best thing to do. Or go into Amazon and look for the strap clip up here. I can't remember what they're called, strap holder. And it's just a little piece of leather with a button on it. That's how you get it on there. So that's the answer for Q. Let's see. Sunny and nice in the Bay Area. Wait, what? It's summer in the Bay Area. It's supposed to be 56 and foggy for the whole summer. Glad you're having good weather out there, Pauline. Judy's in from Conifer. Gary and Diane made it in. Mike is here trying to avoid getting mayonnaise on my ukulele. Mike is eating and playing at the same time. I just had my egg salad sandwich, so I can relate. Hey, Kat, made it in. A lot of times I get ukuleles into the shop and I'm doing restringing, and there's all this crud all over them, and I'm like, this person snacks and plays at the same time. So, all right, guys, let's get started. We got 8 songs to get through. Some of them are super, super fun, and some of them are just a misery. And I think I'll just go down the list that I have on the website. I think it was just a copy-paste deal. And there's no pedagogical reason to do one before the other. So let's just enjoy playing today. I am going to tell you now that my intention is to play the happy songs kind of slow so that we have a better shot at getting nice, pretty tones out of them. And so just know today my job is to play slow. Okay, I just had a private lesson with one of my little boys that takes from me. He's 9. He's not a little boy. He's becoming a young man. And if I could get him to slow down, honestly, I feel like that he would be a tremendous player, but getting people to slow down is hard. All right, please stall. So we need to chat about, let's talk about your future in ukulele prior to Mike being able to play with us, because he's got his, roast beef sandwich with him. All right. Yankee Doodle. That's our first one on our list. Grab that one out first. And I'm just going to go down the list. Yankee Doodle, Three Blind Mice, Key of C Arpeggio, and so on. Okay, so Yankee Doodle's up first. Yankee Doodle's in the key of C. Those of you taking Summer Institute, this is one of those moments where you're like, oh, we talked about key of C. It comes with F chord and, well, in this case, G chord. Okay, those are your three main chords. If you are a strummer and you're a singer and you're wanting to just strum along, that's 100% fine. If you're kind of new to this and you're still working on getting your tablature reading in, okay, that's perfectly fine. Okay, I need to work on it, and then I will be playing the tough uke line throughout today's concert. And if you feel like, yep, that's the area that I want to be working on, try to play with me. Okay, I try to play a little bit slower than everything's written, so that you can gauge yourself against my playing. If you're struggling the whole way through, then you got to go at home. You got to slow it down even more to play to where you can get it where it's kind of smooth. If you're playing fine, then you should feel good about yourself. You're better than me. And then if you are playing along and you have crashes along the way, that's normal. All musicians run into that. You're doing fine, and then all of a sudden something gets out of whack and you crash. The bigger goal is not to just give up, throw in the towel on that song, but to go jump up 2 or 3 measures and be ready to jump right back in. I believe that is the most valuable skill that any musicians develops. It doesn't matter what instrument you're on. It doesn't matter how old you are, whatever skill set you are. The most valuable skill that you can have is when you are playing with others, which you should do, is when you screw up, you just keep going. You find a way to get back into the song. I do believe if you can get that one skill set in place, everything else will come along. So, all right, let's give it a try. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Okay, very nice. And pretty little melody, goofy song, but the pretty little melody moves very nicely onto the fretboard of the ukulele. Everything fits together. And for those of you guys looking for next level stuff, right? You're like, okay, I get what Gary's talking about. No, I'm having no problems. I'm getting sick of listening to him. Um, this is one of those songs where you could put in another note in between all of the notes on there and turn this into a fingerstyle piece. I'm just looking at it going, maybe I ought to use this for Summer Institute on Monday to talk about how we go about improvising arpeggio picking in between notes. And I think this would be one of those pieces where you might look at that and say, all right, I totally get what's going on. I'm going to start adding extra notes in for just to get the pretty stuff in. All right, next up, Three Little Birds. Well, let's raise the difficulty level up about 90%. This song, we go from the top all the way down to measure 32. And then, and did I say we're playing Three Little Birds next? I hope I did. We play from the top to the bottom, 32, not quite the bottom. Come back and play from 1 to the bottom again. Okay. As we talked about, was it Monday? On Monday, this is a song that if you like it and you feel like, hey, I want to be a reggae song player on the ukulele, what's written on the paper is general guidance. You've got to get that rhythmic feel into it to make it sound like it's really, really, truly a reggae tune. And what I would suggest as you're working on these types of things is to decide what your end goal is. If you're fine just using this as a warm-up piece or just a fun piece to play, you can play what's on the paper. If you're thinking, I want to turn this into something that Bob Marley would have been proud of, you got to start thinking about how to get that rhythm in there, how to get some strums in there instead of just nice glissandos or plucks, right? He's gonna get a little bit more real with the song. Okay, let's give it a try from the top, all the way through. When did I say to 32 and then back? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 2. To the top. Page 2. Whew, I didn't breathe that entire piece. The whole time you're worried about it going off the rails, right? On these fun songs, that's definitely a challenge when you're in a song that's supposed to be fun, and you're like, well, then it's supposed to be fun, so I can't screw it up, right? And so you get this unfair situation in your head about what you can and can't do on a piece like that. So hopefully that's going well for you. It's pretty high level piece of music, pretty challenging. Let's go to the key of C arpeggio. If you have things in your electronic files, it's under JFA01 C major, jumping flea arpeggiator, first song in the book. Key of C major. All right, who wandered in here? Linda, sounds good. Maybe someday expecting Oh, Linda thinks I sound good, which I appreciate. Um, Maybe someday, right? Yeah, it's right. Some of these songs are someday songs, right? You find the songs you like. You can't play them today. You will be able to play them, right? Maybe just not now. And gonna have hail down there. Stay in. Ugh, put your car in the garage. Don't worry, don't worry. Brandon says, "I know, right? We got our don't worry coming up. All right, key of C arpeggio. Hopefully, if you're new, this is super hard. If you've been around a while, this is something that's starting to make sense. Okay, play the whole first page, go back up, play the whole first page again, play the second page. Remember, we're going to play most of the song in our claw position. On page 2, we'll do a tiny bit of thumb play. Okay, from the top, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. There. Boy, that's a pretty song. I don't know who wrote that, but that guy's a genius, right? Nice piece of music. Really, really good warm up for your hands when you sit down to get ready to play music. Use that as your warm up. I mean, really, it'll get your right hand and left hand doing all of the things you need to do to make yourself sound great. And so, I think it's a great warm up for everybody. All right, feeling groovy. All right. right, there we go. Let's see, Renee. Yeah, beautiful, right? All right, Renee gets a gold sticker for today. She said that's pretty. Okay. All right, Feeling Groovy. That's what we're playing next. Simon Garfunkel. Paul Simon wrote it. Garfunkel made it doodly doo. And of the pieces of music that I'm playing today, this is the one I have by far the most handwritten notes on about remember this and don't think about this and stay focused here and all this. I think this piece is a pretty oddly challenging piece. It You would think a song about just being happy with only 3 chords would have been wildly popular, but the problem is it's kind of hard to play. And so many of you, even Simon and Garfunkel fans, are like, they wrote that? I didn't know that. Okay, that little intro it takes a little bit of challenge. It feels challenging to play it. Okay, you ready? It's in 4. Again, we'll do 4. Okay, 1, 2, ready, play. Page 2. Oops. Let me go back. Sorry, I blew it. Okay, from that exact spot, 27. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ugh, I hate it when I mess up the very, very, very most important part of the song, right? When you go into those triplets, we talked about that on Tuesday. When you get to measure 27, your need for efficiency and correct play goes way up, and I completely blew it, right? And I got all sorts of notes. I know which fingers I'm supposed to use. I got all these notes on this, exactly what I'm going to do there, and still blew it. So anyway, you know how it goes. You can play it better than I can. It's a fun song. I really like it. I like playing it slow too. I think it sounds really pretty. All right, how we doing on time? 4 songs, half hour. We're in great shape. Let's move on to Amazing Grace. Bring the challenge level down a little bit. yeah, that is a tough one. And if again, if you're a Simon Garfunkel fan and you like the tune, take your time with it. What I did was all of those places where it's super challenging. I took time to really decide what fingers I was going to use, made myself some notes on the paper, and then when I roll up to there, boom, every single time I've been doing the same thing until obviously now when I was like, I got sevens and nines, I got to get this on the seven, I got to get this on the nine. I've been absolutely perfect. Got that on, but then blew my pinky, right? And then once my pinky was blown, I couldn't find my way back into the song. So, um, I think I'm best at finding my way back because I get lost when I'm done this song. um, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's why Lindy is making a tiny bit of a joke, but it's actually really an important thought. The more you play with other people, the more you get lost. The more you get lost, the better you get at getting unlost. And so, I do think, as you know, playing here on YouTube is not necessarily the best solution, but it's a solution, right? Because some of you have ukulele groups in your neighborhood, or you're starting one, or you're running one, or whatever, and you know the value of getting together with other people and doing this stuff, because you are going to get lost, you are going to blow it, and you've got to get used to getting back in place. And if you don't have that, this is a second best idea, right? Come play, come watch Gary get lost, and then see what whether he's able to get out of it or not. And I think for all of us, just getting together in some way or manner or another and playing with other people, it's going to make you a better player and get you just more comfortable with messing up. Okay. The only people who don't mess up is nobody, right? But even professionals, when they're on stage, it happens. It's going to happen all the time. They practice 5 hours a day, every single day. They're getting paid $12 to go out and do this thing, and they're still going to make mistakes. And that business of being able to walk through an error, we all have to get good at it. And so this is one way to do that. All right, Amazing Grace. Find your way of playing it. We're going to count in two. Remember, we're in three. There's a waltz time, so we got two. Count in two, and then we're going to go. 1, 2. Okay, I tried to fancy it up. I actually think I turned it into a 4 time. Let's play it one more time through. I'll fancy it up. Not at all this time. From the top. 1, 2. I lied. We'll fancy this part up. Ten, 10, 10. 7, 7, 7, 10 is your other G chord. Okay. All right. Nice. Pretty song. Like it. Hopefully that one's something that's coming together for you. It's a whole level of different easy. Challenge though, right? When you have a really easy, really slow song and you're like, I can play that easy as pie. Then the question is your tonality good? Is your timing good? Is your emotional content good? All of that stuff. I have lots of players around here who are pretty competent, but they sort of hack their way through everything, right? And don't have that sense of beauty and timing and not and I'm not talking about anybody in this room. You guys are all amazing, but we do have players in the ukulele world who are just chopping their way through the next song and the next song and the next song, and not really working on getting the tonality and the beauty and really trying to dial in something that's gorgeous. And so that's one of those songs you work on that with. All right, don't worry, be happy. All right, don't worry, be happy. Here it is. Don't worry, be happy. This is another one where I feel like the slower you play it, the funnier it is, and I think it's a frustratingly difficult song if you play it too fast. So let's take our time on this one. Let me get my little gadget set up here properly. All right, don't worry, be happy. Dee 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 dee. So that's the hard part, right? Okay, so that's going to be your challenge. You're all over the fretboard for the most important part of the song, the dee dee dee, and it comes up plenty in the tune. So that's the part you have to stay focused in on. I'm going to try to play it incredibly slow so you have a shot. Okay. Again in 4. I'm going to count in 4, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 2. Here we go. Page 3. Back to 25 and go. come to the end. Just a reminder, that section between 25 and 32 in the song when he does it about 40 times, right? Just over and 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 over. And if you did that 40 times, you'd find out you could actually play this whole tune pretty well, right? Because that's by far the most challenging section is the main section, and he does it a whole bunch of times. So you should do it a whole bunch of times. All right, don't worry, be happy. When you go to your ukulele strum along, don't play it that way. That's way too hard. It's definitely meant to be more of a strummer, probably, right? Here's a little song I wrote. Want to learn it? No, for no, don't worry. Right? That's how you usually do it. Um, all right, I made it hard for you. I'm gonna give you something to do. Keep you out of trouble. All right, let's see what's happy birthday. Speaking of trouble, let's find happy birthday and let's play that one. Now we talked about this week. You're gonna have this memorized, right? You're gonna memorize it. 1G, 2D7s, 2Gs, D7 to a C, and then G, D7, G to finish up. Okay. Why do you memorize it? Because because you are going to play Happy Birthday for somebody eventually, and you don't want to have to go get the sheet music. Okay, so let's play it this way. Let's do it this way. Let's play it 3 times. Okay, we got enough time. We're good. Is this the next to last song? This is the next to last song. All right, we're gonna play it 3 times. First time, just the melody. Ding 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 ding. Second time, tough. Okay, tough. You put it in there. Do the best you can. Third time through, sing it. If you're not a singer, hum a little bit louder enough where you know where you're at, right? That's how I sing when I go to the strum along. I try to move my lips to make it look like I'm doing something. All right, let's do melody first, tough you second, chords third. 1, 2. Ready, go. Go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. 7710. Okay. There, we have dug into Happy Birthday. You now know every possible way to play it. Memorize it. All right. Last song of the day, right? What the heck? We'll have to give you some of your money back from going through this so fast. Happy birthday. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on. Where is it? One of these days I'm going to learn to memorize. Not memorize, alphabetize. All right, this one's plenty of work, right? You probably figured that out this week. You're like, ugh, why can't any of these be easy? All right. Remember, and this is up to you. when you get to the whistling part, you'll remember yesterday we worked on 10, 7, 2, 0, 2, 3, 7, 5, right? 10, 7. And on your sheet music, I put in chords at this moment and at this moment. I can tell you when I'm playing it today, I'm going to take those chords out. And when I repost this music at some point in the future, I will be taking those chords out because I think that it was a dumb idea of mine. When you're whistling, it doesn't matter what the chord is, right? And so I would, if you want to make your life easier, just play that whistle section, which comes up over and over and over. Just play it as a whistle, right? Don't worry about what chord is hanging out underneath there. Don't do what Gary did, because I'm going to take him out. I think that's basically the only note I have on the whole piece of music. So, yeah, and so let's just play it. And then I have some. I know what we're doing for the next 3 weeks. Okay, it's very exciting. All right, let's go slow. Go slow. 1, 2. Page 2. Oh, I blew it. Oh, man. Go to page major 31. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the top. Rats. I messed up. All right. I did what some of you have done, which was I looked down to do my whistle, and I looked up, and I looked exactly at the wrong spot. Okay. Have you ever done that? You ever looked away from your sheet music, figured out what you're doing on your ukulele, look up, and then you don't know where you are on the paper. If you've ever done that before, you know my pain. Okay. That's a fun song. Actually, once you get the whistle section down, always look on the bright side of life. It's very repetitive, very fun, and it can really be a nice piece of music for you. That's the third most requested funeral song in Great Britain. Is that right? You can add that into your funeral repertoire. I've given you "Love Me Tender." I've given you "Amazing Grace." I haven't given you "Over the Rainbow" yet because you won't like my version. And now you have "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life." So you are set to play funerals in Britain for sure. That's awesome. I didn't know that. That's awesome to know, Laurel. All right, so here we are. It's 1:49. We cleared up early. We got plenty of time to chat. Here's my plan. I was wandering through my hard drive again last night, going, "Oh God, what am I going to do next week?" And I have forgotten that. Oh, and "I'll See You in My Dreams" also. That's right. I got to add that to my. I'm going to start a folder called Funeral Favorites. I was wandering through my hard drive, and I had forgotten years ago. I don't know, 7 years ago or something. I did a class called Broadway Tunes for the Ukulele, and I was looking through there, and they're pretty good songs. So we're going to spend. I actually have a ton of them, so I don't know if we'll do all of them or not. But we're gonna do some stuff from Les Mis. We're gonna do stuff from Fiddler on the Roof, some stuff from Sound of Music, some stuff from. I think there is a song from Phantom in there, and so we're going to spend some time with taking Broadway and put it onto the ukulele. Now, what I remember in my head from back then was it's pretty hard stuff. So I will run through over the weekend, kind of finding those things and clear it up. But I think it'll continue that level of challenge where those of you guys that are feeling like, hey, I need a challenge, it's for sure going to give that to you. For those of you guys that are like, man, he's killing us, I'm going to do what I can to make them as playable as possible, as I usually do, right? And so So anyway, in any event, we got a bunch of Broadway tunes coming up, and I'm really excited. Oh, and I have never written it out, but I'm going to write out Memory from Cats because I have a student who wants to play that, and so you guys all can play it too. That's the problem. My private students end up running your lives, and you don't really necessarily know that. But we're going to have a nice couple weeks ahead. Remember, June 30th, I'm going to take the day off. Some friends of ours have a cabin, and we're going to go sit 6 feet apart in a cabin for a day. Who knows why? And but there's a beautiful river that runs by it, so I'm gonna look at the river, and you throw rocks in the river. So there's that, and so plan on Broadway next week. Plan on June 30th. That's not next week; it's the week after. That's a Wednesday, I think. So if you have errands to run them on June 30th, and then we'll just keep moving forward. Guys, I absolutely love it when you send me some ideas about songs or some ideas that you want to do. My wife's the other day says you should do something about reflections, like deep thinking, meaningful songs. And so I like that idea a lot. And so we will probably be doing something like that, some meditative kind of music. It's not my specialty. Mine is usually making you suffer and making you be crazy, weird, stupid stuff. But we'll look for some stuff with some real soft, sensitive side to it. And we'll just keep moving forward. So again, I am behind. I'm always behind on email. So just don't worry about it. If you want to send me ideas or talk to me about that stuff, send me an email. I do read everything. I just don't necessarily have a chance to respond to everything. So that's it for the week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Do stay inside. What they're telling you, and they're telling you all sorts of crazy stuff. What we know for sure, the science is very clear. If you go and hang around people without a mask and all this stuff, you significantly increase your chance of getting sick. And we don't need any of that going on around here. Let's make ukulele players stay healthy and smart. And you got work to do, right? I just gave you 8 songs, of which 4 of them were brutal, right? And so you got work to do. Let's work on that instead of wandering the streets. Let's see. So that's it. So I hope you guys had a fun week. I had a great week. I love this stuff. I think it's really fun. And so thank you for that. And Linda, that's right. You do have my copy of Over the Rainbow. And I give it to people when I want them to suffer. So we'll do it eventually. Let's see. You're welcome, Mike. Have a great day. Fiddler on the Roof. I love that movie and I love the tune. It's the it's not going to come to my mind which one it is, but we'll get that done. Fiddler on the roof. Yay, Cats. Yeah, we'll do Cats. It's going to be most of the songs. I've never actually seen Cats, but I know most of the music from it, and it's a really fun song. So Memory is the first one everybody does, and so we'll do that one. Next week, Bruce is going to be coming to us live from Indiana, which is somewhere in the middle. Evelyn, have a wonderful weekend. You take care. Let South America know what we're up to here. Maybe get a couple more of them to join us, right? Let's see. Lynn, Saturday is the Denver Ukulele Community. That's back in 2002 we got that thing up and running, and Doug has been running it for two decades almost now. Since then, it's the Strum Along group here in town. That's the big group. If you want to nerd out on ukulele, that's where you go. They're wonderful people, and he puts out his ukulele book. So if you're looking for a strum along, go to the link there, send Doug an email if you have to or whatever, but just go check that out. It's not associated with me anymore. Back in the day, I was one of the early people who used to go to that. And then I have not been able to go back very much, but I still really support what they do. And I really like everybody in that group. And so Doug has done more for singing and strumming and keeping ukulele alive. And, I'm a ukulele nerd, but he's a ukulele nerd squared, right? He's just super, super enthusiastic, and I love him to death. And so, if you want a Zoom strum along type thing, that's available for you on Saturday. So, mahalo to you, Renee. Have a great weekend, Greg. John Prine, I know, wouldn't that be awesome? He's a little bit tough to work on, but we might give it a shot. Christy, Denver Uke on Saturday. Christy was telling you all about it. Thanks, Gary. Double dipping with GNU. Oh, really, John? John's running. He's got this big computer set up. He can probably watch all the ukulele things at once, right? Gregorian chants. Get out of here, Lanny. You're trouble. No, we're gonna do John Dowland. He's an old English lute player, and we're gonna have a John Dowland week coming up. I got to find some songs that they end up all sounding the same after a while, but we'll get close to Gregorian chants that way. Brightside I was and Tilly Balm is your favorite. I know, I love that song. I found a whole folder of lullabies that I did at one point in my hard drive as well. So we are going to have some more lullabies coming at Summer Institute. Pauline, have a great day. Greg, I know, Bailey. Everybody in the mountains. That's one of the worst places that they had the bug in them, and nobody wears a mask in the mountains because they're in the mountains. They figure whatever, but you get sick up there too. Have a great day, Phyllis. You have a wonderful weekend too. Red, be good. Cat, have a wonderful weekend. Thanks. You too, Lanny. Have a good weekend. Let's see, who am I missing? Gail. Yeah, we did have a good mix. Yeah, if you go through all the songs, man, we have a heck of a list of play tunes. So we should keep you busy. Jerry, have a wonderful weekend. Your left forearm is sore. That's good, right? Don't let it get too sore. Like obviously, just take a day off or two. Make sure it doesn't become too sore. You don't want to get your muscles inflamed enough where they start pressing on your nerves. So take a day or two off, Jacqueline. Probably a real smart idea. Broadway tune sounds fun. Yeah, it will be fun. Brandon, have a great week. See you next time. If I were a rich man. Is that the one I did? I don't think so. No, I think I did Tradition. This is the one I have. You're welcome, Greg. Have a wonderful weekend. Vicky, be good. Terry, good to see you. Laurel, matchmaker. You guys all have Fiddler on Roof memorized. Maybe we better just have a Fiddler week, right? 3 chords. It's a challenge. More Beethoven. Valerie, that's very nerdy. Yeah, let me look into that. I'm a very pro Beethoven. So let me see if I can work some more stuff up on that. I know I have a few pieces in there, but they're not necessarily well-known pieces. So let me look and see what I got on Beethoven. I agree with you. We need some more of that. Good idea. And more cowbell. I put cowbell at the beginning of all of the sound files, right? Tink, 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 so that you know when to count in. So you get cowbell on every tune, every day. All right, writing a song. Elizabeth, this week writing a song, your goal was any to use the key of C, the chords in the key of C to get that done. So, of course, for you, that means you're playing an A minor, right? And then figuring out how to make it sound as if you're in C. You got the C augmented with that, and so yeah, that should give you enough to work on right there. It's supposed to be in C. Just try to mess it up enough. Use your serious jobs at music theory to make it beyond that. Uh, Too Light from Fiddler on the Roof. Let's just do every song from Fiddler on the Roof. I mean, I think I've got the Fiddler on the Roof book around here. I'll see what else I want to work up. Good idea, you guys. Hey, have a wonderful weekend. And again, just stay safe and be good. And I will talk to all of you next week. So we'll see you then.